Awesome, awesome. It looks like we are live. I'm just going to share this really quick on a couple of my other pages, and then we'll get started. Why I'm doing this. Why don't you say hello, where you're logging in from, and what was the highlight of your weekend? I'd love to hear what the highlight of your weekend was. Say hello, where you're logging in from, and what the highlight of your weekend was. And then I'm just going to share this really quickly on a couple of my pages and groups. Bear with me one moment here. And while I do that, be sure to say hello, where you're logging in from, and what was the highlight of your weekend. Say hello, where you're logging in from, what was the highlight of your weekend. And we'll see here. Say hello, where you're logging from, what was the highlight of your weekend. I have 3 quick shares to do on this, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Share group. Trying to do this very delicately too, because my computer's telling me that I'm pushing the limits with the amount of stuff I can have running at once. Okay, one more. Hold on, computer, hold on. Say hello, where you're logging in from, what was the highlight of your weekend, and then this is the last one here, and then we're going to be ready to rock and roll. All right, cool. Let's see who's on here. Sandra, good to see you on here from Phoenix, Sandra. Sounds like church was an awesome time. Let's see who else is on here. Claire, hey Claire, how are you? Good to see you on here. You got short hair. I was actually thinking my hair was getting a little long. Candy, great to see you on here, Candy. Hello. Let's see who else on here. Cindy, hi Cindy. April, hello. Jenny Lynn, hey Jenny Lynn, how are you? Great to see some of you on here. So I got to share with you my story today, and I have a whole little, I think that you'll appreciate this. So I'm over in Hawaii right now. So I guess I should start these off by saying aloha. And I'm over in Hawaii, and I get up usually about 3:30 in the morning to head out to the gym. And so when I get up and I have to do I call it my little geriatric warm up to allow my back to accommodate the workload I want to do. And it's awesome because I found this routine I can do that allows me to get up and do things. And I think I've shared with most of you, I have some spinal issues, spinal injuries, which we won't go into too much for this because I want to focus on the cockroach. So I get up and do that, and I leave get in the car probably about 4 o'clock, 4:05 in the morning. It is pitch black, right? I'm not away from many of the resorts and whatnot, so it's pretty dark. And I turn the car on, the car starts, and there's the light when you have the headlights of the car, it reflects off of the buildings. Well, it reflects off, and I look over at the passenger side, and I see this massive cockroach that, no kidding, had to be at least the size of my thumb, go and run across the mirror. And it's kind of hanging out over on the passenger side. And I'm thinking, oh, fuck, what am I going to do? I don't really want this big old cockroach in here with me. And how the hell did it even get in the car in the first place? I roll the window down. And then when I roll the window down, that makes it run across at me towards the driver's side. And I'm thinking, oh, man, I really don't want this thing in here. This thing is huge. I mean, again, it's got to be the size of my thumb, at least in length. So I do what any rational person with a massive cockroach running around their car at 4 o'clock in the morning would do. I channel my inner Steve Irwin and say, I got to get a stick. So I open the car door, leave the window down on the passenger side, leave the driver's side door open, hoping that somehow it gets out. And I go out and start rustling through the bushes outside trying to find a stick, which is actually quite harder than you would think it would be at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get a stick, I get back in the car, and this isn't the best stick. I don't think Steve Irwin would be too pleased with my stick selection, but it was what I found at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it seemed like it would do a decent enough job for cockroach wrangling. Well, in the car I go, and when you know it, I can't find a cockroach anywhere. So I kind of try to look like this to see if it's up on the ceiling. I got my flashlight out on the phone and I'm trying to shine it and seeing if I notice it in any crevices. Because the last thing I want when I'm driving to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning and the road is pretty dark, not a lot of lights on it, is to have a cockroach come and jump in my hair, jump on my head, or even worse, it goes and gets its friends and family and they come and they rush all over me and there's a cockroach swarm. I've seen one too many movies, and I think The Mummy really ruined it for me when they have what are those little scarab bugs would always swarm somebody and they'd be gone. So I make a decision. I look around for a little bit more, thinking, okay, this thing's got to be gone. Make the decision to get in the car, start driving, but I keep my stick on the passenger seat. Now, here's what's really interesting about this, and this is where the underlying message I want to share with you all today. Our mindset is so crucial. I shouldn't say it's crucial, it's critical. If you want to live an extraordinary and fulfilling life, you have to master this, because if you don't and you leave it untamed and undisciplined, here's what happens. I'm driving along down this stretch of road in Maui at now it's probably 4:15 in the morning. It is pitch black out, as black as my shirt, not a lot of lights or anything like that. And I have the window down on the passenger side. And you know what? It doesn't matter at that point if the cockroach is in there or not, because the entire time I'm imagining in my mind these worst case scenarios. I'm imagining in my mind the cockroach and its family coming up from the vents and swarming over me. I'm imagining in my mind it crawling up my pants. And the whole time I'm sitting there itching my leg, I'm itching my neck because I can just feel it crawling on me and scurrying around. You know how they have this like little noise. If you haven't heard a cockroach move around, they have these quick little legs, but when you hear it, because it's so heavy, it has a really distinct sound. And it's becoming so visceral in my head that I'm squirming, I'm shifting around, I'm jumping at the slightest shadow. And I'm not afraid of these things at all by any means, but I was scaring myself in my mind, thinking of these worst case scenarios. And this is and when I got there, thankfully, the cockroach never showed up. I never saw it again the rest of the day. I don't know if it got out of the car, if it just went back into wherever it's hiding in the car. But I was so thankful for the cockroach showing up because it reminded me of this important message. And that's the message of an undisciplined mindset. See, if we allow our mind to be unchecked and we allow it to just go and flow wherever it wants, we can cook up and create some of the worst case scenarios possible, which will literally scare us right out of doing anything that we want to do, going after what we really want. Show of emojis and comments on here. How many of you have allowed a fear to hold you back from going after and doing something you want? How many of you allowed a fear to keep you from opening up and opening your heart in a relationship? How many of you have allowed a fear to keep you from pursuing a career that you want or taking a financial risk and investing in something you really want to do? How many of you have allowed a fear to keep you from going and pursuing your health and working on your fitness and whatnot? See, how many of you have allowed a fear to keep you from seeking out forgiveness or apologizing or making amends with someone who you love and care about? Brandy, I see Brandy with the emoji hand raised. That's a great one. Me too, right? And here's where what the cockroach reminded me today. Fear is nothing more than what we create in here. There's a bunch of acronyms for fear, and one of them popping up in my head right now is it's a false events appearing real. The cockroach, I want to say cucaracha for some reason, was not showing up. It was gone. It was hiding. It had gone back to bed. It got out of the car, whatever it was. But in my mind, I kept creating these events of the cockroach swarming, the cockroach attacking me, the cockroach bringing its friends and family and rallying them to just terrify me on this dark road. In my mind, I was creating these scenarios that I'd seen play out in horror movies where here I am on this road driving around, no lights at all, with the creepy crawly inside the car getting ready to attack me until, whatever else happens after that. False events appearing real, and they're all manufactured in here. See, if you want to live an extraordinary life, you have to first create an extraordinary mindset. Because without an extraordinary mindset, what's going to happen is the cockroaches of life, the challenges, the hopes, the dreams, all those types of things that all go in and run through here. And if this is undisciplined and left to its own creative devices, you will create some doozies of scenarios that will create you right out of happiness, joy, love, success, financial freedom, and fulfillment. And they'll create you right into scenarios where cockroaches are attacking you on highways, even though cockroaches aren't even there. Mindset is magic for life quality. And if you want to live a higher quality of life, if you want to experience a fulfilling life, success in life, if you want to live life on a level that you've never lived it before and on your own terms, you got to master this. Because without this being mastered, with it going unchecked, there will always be cockroaches crawling up your leg. So I hope this message is helpful for you all today. I hope you take away from this. I would love your feedback if you resonated with this, if this connected with you, leave a comment. If you need some help on working on your mindset, I encourage you to reach out to me. This is what I do. This is how I put a roof over my head. This is how I fund going to cool places like Maui and Hawaii. I do a very good job, and it'd be my honor to help you with it too, because let's be real. Life is too short to live it with the fear of cockroaches or whatever else that is running your life. And just to come full circle, I did make it to the gym. And the funny part was this year I was trying to get to the gym really early. It wasn't even open until later on. So I ended up having to do, which is another really quick thing I'll add on. Sometimes in life we'll be waiting for opportunity to find us. I got to the gym 30 minutes early. It didn't open until 5. I thought it'd be open by 4. Because it wasn't open, I had an option of sitting there waiting like everyone else, or option 2, which was I went for a walk, got a little warm up in, and then I started doing lunges outside in the parking lot. I did lunges for 15 minutes. So by the time the gym opened, where everybody else had been sitting, I was already warmed up and got my workout started with a great sweat. That's what happens when you don't let fear dictate it, is you have control over your destiny, and you can decide how you want to experience any given moment, and the quality of your life changes like that. So mindset matters. Don't let the cockroaches of life ruin it for you. You're in charge. Hope this helps. Sending lots of love to you all. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you have any questions all about this, you can put them in the comments. Reach out to me here on Messenger, through Facebook, through YouTube, whatever the case may be. I wish you well. And remember, master this. See you, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oops, if I could get this thing to end.